All right, so this is our apology to him.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think I owe it to him, but I just think it's fair to say that's probably what he was doing. I don't owe him nothing. I don't owe him anything.
Right.
But
right.
I think it's fair to say that. But it's just so funny that my timeline, I know when we'll hit. There must be, like, remember that old site Extreme Skins? I don't believe it exists anymore. Maybe it does. But
No, it does. I'm on it right now, actually.
You are?
Yeah.
So that's probably the type of site where somebody will see something that Shorts writes that we say or something, and then they post it, and then all of a sudden you'll get 50 responses from diehard Skins fans that you literally can't say anything that can be possibly interpreted as negative, because then they just attack you. And then I just have to sign off Twitter because I know we've hit some little cove of Skins fans that it's just, if you respond, it'll never end. So anyway, but I think it was fair to say that we were probably mistaken on that, and it's fine. We had a sheet of paper, and we weren't able to click more.
Well, I got to believe that this is speculation. I got to believe Haskins is completely frustrated by the fact that he's not playing. And remember, and this again is interpreting social media, but remember when Daniel Jones was named the starter for the New York Giants in week 3, I think it was within 15 minutes, he tweeted something like, "I see you," or I can't remember exactly what it was, but
do you think it was
my interpretation at that time, and a lot of people interpreted that, I'd have to look up what the exact tweet or Instagram was that this is ridiculous. Daniel Jones is starting. I'm still sitting on the bench.
Well, let me say this. He may have done that, and you might be right. But my opinion has always been, quietly, I've always felt he's okay with, I've always felt deep down he knows he's probably not ready, and he's okay with biding his time. I've never got the sense that watching him, that he's like just chomping at the bit to get in there. I've never gotten that sense from him. I've always felt like...
Just based on body language.
Body language only. This is not based on any interpretation.
We have no idea.
No idea, but it's my interpretation that guy, he was kind of okay with a redshirt year and waiting and learning. But he probably knew this team was doomed anyway. He didn't want to play behind that offensive line. And you know what I mean?
Maybe, but he also might feel like he could go in there and do just as well as the other guys.
That might be true.
Now, he didn't prove it.
Your interpretation is as valid as mine.
He didn't prove it when he was in there, but, who knows?
Here was the tweet.
He is a competitor.
He is, but I've always sensed that he was okay with kind of waiting.
The tweet was...
Never given a quote that said he's dying to get in there.
And again, this is subject interpretation. The tweet was, and it was 12 minutes after the Giants named Daniel Jones,
right,
the starting quarterback, over Eli Manning in week 3.
Yeah.
12 minutes later, he tweeted, "Sheesh." He just, I don't know. How do you interpret that? Like 12 minutes later, there's no context other than it was 12 minutes after Daniel Jones was
maybe you could
named the
interpret
starter.
it as, "Sheesh, I can't believe they benched Eli after 2 games."
Right. You can interpret it that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or, "Sheesh, what are the Redskins
But
waiting
also
for?"
remember, he was bitter.
This is what you should do when
He was
you're 0-2.
bitter when he was drafted 15 and Jones was drafted, where was he drafted? 6?
Yes.
Wherever he was drafted?
You'd have to remind me of that. So he was passed up and he went way too late.
Well, I mean, just based on the body language.
You have to remind me.
He said the league done messed up.
The league messed up. Yeah. So maybe you're more right than I am. I've just always gotten the sense that he's not chomping at the bit to play yet.
Oh, I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he wants to play.
I think he wants to play, but I think he knows that he's not there
why?
yet. Well, he knows that, man, there's a lot to learn here. Let me get this.
Yeah. Well, it's not easy.
I don't get that sense. I think he wants to be starting. The team's off to a terrible start. He sees other rookie quarterbacks starting. He thinks he should have been starting probably in week 1. He probably sees himself in his own eyes as a competitor making throws that the other guys can't. Sees himself having a better arm, and even if he doesn't have as a grasp of the system like Colt McCoy, he probably looks at Colt McCoy like, "I'm a varsity player, you're a JV." He probably just looks at it like that.
Well, Colt looked like a JV player last week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But again, it's all subject to interpretation.
He'll get his time. He'll get his chance.
So to be fair, you're right. There was more to that post about Jay Gruden being fired. And it's possible he was given the like to say best of luck.
My guess
but what
is
I
that.
could say
I
is,
don't see him being the kind of guy that's just going to trash his coach, like a Baker Mayfield. I don't see him as that type of guy. I'd
agree there.
I think he's classier than that.
But he
so
could have
Dwayne Haskins.
But he could have written just a few words himself and said, I really enjoyed my time with Jay Gruden. Best of luck if he's tweeting and Instagramming anyway.
How about the
usually
gut punch to the ego if he's inactive this weekend against the worst team in the league?
Well,
I mean, come on. If he's inactive against the Dolphins,
if he's number
so he went
three,
from backup quarterback for the entire year to being inactive.
Yeah, but the only reason why he was a backup is because
emergency.
Colt was hurt.
I get it.
I mean, he was going to be inactive.
That's still demotion to
Okay,
me.
but a lot of teams don't even carry 3 quarterbacks. This
Right.
team is so married to
but the
Colt
fact
McCoy that they had to keep him around. In most cases, if Dwayne Haskins gets drafted, like in Cincinnati, for example, Andy Dalton's the starter, but they drafted Finley.
Mm-hmm.
Now they drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round. He was
I think
later.
it was a 4th round.
But he's the backup quarterback. If Dalton goes down, I believe Finley takes over as your number 2. And I think that Haskins would probably, in most scenarios, be in that type of situation versus having 3 quarterbacks. I think the only reason I'm going with 3 quarterbacks is they just love Colt so much, and there was, question mark as to the health of some of these guys.
Colt's
and what
future
happened
here
last
is in
year.
doubt because his protector's not
He's
here
gone.
anymore.
Absolutely.
So
he's not going to be here next
you
year.
can see,
No
I can
chance
see a
he's here next
scenario.
year.
No, mid-season. I
Oh.
could see a scenario where, let's say Case plays the next 3 games,
Right.
plays well, and they're like, "Why do we keep it Colt for?" And eventually, if we need a backup, we'll just go to Dwayne.
I agree
And
with
so,
you there.
like in week 10 or something, they just
I could
let
see
Colt
that.
go, and
I
then
could-
Dwayne they can only keep 2.
I could see that coming.
That could happen.